Hello everyone and welcome back to today's video. I hope you're all doing well. Today we are doing a base game and a tiny living house. What a surprise, because tiny living is out. We are doing a mid-tier one, so we are doing a 64 by 64 house, and it ends up not being a two-story house because I did have this idea of having one of the bedrooms upstairs and then having a Murphy bed downstairs in the living area, but it just wasn't working out the way I wanted to because it didn't have enough squares. So we go for a very nice modern bungalow type of thing. We have two bedrooms in our mid-size tiny house, and we have one for a kid and we have an adult one as well, which kind of doubles as a second living room, so you get like two spaces, so it is quite fun. We have a separate bathroom as well. We have a little porch and we have some fun things in there. I think the pack is pretty good, and all the objects are really cool as well, especially if you like that style, which I do. So naturally I'm going to love this pack, and you'll be able to use them in lots of different situations as well, especially teaming it with stuff like the Discover University and other packs like some other ones that are in that style. The bowling night stuff would go really well, and some of the Get Famous stuff as well would go super nice with this pack as well. So there's a few different options, so it is a very versatile pack indeed. And we can see the little layout that we've got going on here. So we've got a smaller bedroom, a bigger bedroom at the front, and then we have our main living space in the middle, and then we have our small bathroom off there. And I forgot to move objects on. I have tested this. The only thing is, in the kids' bedroom you need to move the the bookshelf over just a little bit so they can get in, but everything else perfect. And for this first build I decided to go with like the dark blue color. I don't know why, I was really digging the white and the dark blue and the blues, and I've kind of have that as our theme, and kind of just placing in all the new objects and wanting to use as much near enough all of them, to be honest, except for the new bookshelf little object as well. So there is everything in here, and obviously some base game stuff as well, and some decorations about the place. So we have our little living TV area as soon as we get through the door, as obviously there's not going to be that much space. And we have a desk as well, which I put a little laptop on, so you can use, perfectly fits in that corner, and there's some space next to it as well. And I was going to use the poof, but I used the poof in the kids' bedroom instead because I thought that was a little bit more fun. But I used a coffee table in the dark blue colour because we're tying it in with all the colours, that like the orangey tones in the woods to go with some of the orangey stuff about the place. And this is where I was like, where do I put the kitchen? I was like, I'm gonna have to move the dining table to the back of the sofa, which works quite well because it's exactly the same height as the sofa, so if that is a good space saving solution. And we have one of the little cupboards that's also a bookshelf as well, and using these really small little drawers and stuff about the place is super handy. This is where I like squish everything in a little bit. This layout does change quite a bit as we go along, just as I'm trying to work out the space, because kind of after my plan went awry, I didn't quite know what the layout was going to be in this house, because I was just trying to see how many objects we could fit in and how we could like put them together and stuff. So in the master bedroom we have the Murphy bed, which is one of the key features in this pack. You can die by getting squished, or yeah, I think you get crushed to death, which everyone seems to be getting crushed to death as soon as they try and put it down, which hasn't happened to me yet. I've got a family living in here and they've not been crushed to death yet, but they don't seem to want to scooch over either. So if you want like to have them both sleep at the same time, you're probably better to move that bed into more of the middle so they can get in. Every other bed you can scooch over. I don't know what the difference is between the Murphy bed and a normal bed, but there we go. And I also put a little diagonal on the corner there as well, just so we have a little bit more space in the kitchen, well, what's going to be our kitchen area on the back wall there, and so we can walk around the dining table as well. It's only a tiny little kitchen. You'll have to wash the pots and stuff up in the bathroom sink because there wouldn't be anywhere for you to chop up anything. So we just have a fridge, one of the base game ovens, and some that new little hanging storage thing which looks super cute. It doesn't quite go with everything else because it's not that modern compared to everything else, but it is a nice fun item, and it is I'm gonna be using it a lot in other builds as well, especially as it's a nice change from using some shelves and having to try and squeeze objects on that don't really fit. And we've got our kids' bedroom that I kind of forgot to put any kids stuff in, so I did that off camera. And we have one of the new little end tables there that just have a nice place to put a plant. And I was quite surprised how much space the 64 by 64 actually gave you. It's quite a nice substantial like flat size thing, especially if you live in London. It's just like, this is an average sized flat. this is living at large. In some areas, so this is lavish luxury to some people. And then in the master bedroom I do put a TV eventually. I think I do it off camera. I put a TV there so you can use it as a second living space, popping in the windows because I realized I hadn't done that either. In the bathroom I actually changed the windows. At the moment we're going to put them like really high up, and I thought it'd be quite cool to get rid of the roof and just have the actual like the tiles on top of the roof and actually have it open to the roof that's on top, so then we can put the windows actually on the roof bit and have the light come in that way, and then it means that we can actually use some of the wall space. So putting them up there, it actually does function and you actually get light in there, which is pretty cool. And it's a good space saving thing, so if you want to put stuff on the walls and have your shower and stuff like that, you don't have to mess around with the windows and stuff. And this is where I go in and start adding in the colour. So we're going for these nice black bricks, which I think makes it really stand out. And then I thought we'd go for the nice wood tones to kind of compensate for the dark brickness, and it works with a really nice colour. It's nice and warm as well, especially as we're going for like blues and stuff. It just warms it up with some nice orangey tones. And used at the same wallpaper in the bathroom area because that was quite nice, and used a orange version of the shower as well. I was just like, ooh, it's so matching with our orangey and blue tones. Now put in a little bit more of a fancy shower, but the bathroom's quite quite cute. I do love the new sink. I'm going to be using that about the place, like everywhere. And the leaf pictures, they are gorgeous. I wish they came in threes, so then you could have like 3 different leaf things. That is the one thing that I would love. And I'll go for some dark floor in the living area, which I think brings out all the colours that we're using. And then I think we just go for some like orangey toned woods in the bedroom and the kids' bedroom, and then we've got the dark wood in the living room and the master bedroom. And I think this is a pretty good pack, especially as we actually have like a challenge sort of thing. So it's probably one of the better stuff packs. I don't know whether it's as good as when Laundry Day was released, because that was a super awesome pack that would go quite nicely with this sort of stuff as well. And now we are going in with our wallpaper. So this is where I decided, I was like, where is that dark blue colour? I used it in the kids' bedroom. I was like, oh, we could use this in the living room. And I was debating whether it was too dark, whether it was like too over the top. And then when I put the white in, I was just like, nah, we're going the full like dark. And we have like the black tiles on the other side as well. So we've got one wall of white, and I took that window out because I was like, why? Don't need this here. And putting in some foliage about the place as well, just to make it look as though it has some life to it, because that's what can slightly happen with some tiny builds. It's all about putting them, because they don't take up that much room, obviously, because they're a tiny house. This is on like the smallest lot that we can get. I don't think it's the smallest, but it's like the 20 by 15 lot, which is one of the ones that I don't normally build on, but it's a perfect use for if you're doing your tiny build and don't want too much land around. So I was trying to find some nice like plants and trees and things that we could pop around the place to make it look as though it's still like an established lot. We haven't rocked up in like a trailer, which I've seen people build, which is super awesome. And if you haven't seen Dr. Glue on a shoe, that is a pretty cool build as well. Taking it in a completely different and amazing direction. So you can do so many different things with this pack and this challenge. Definitely going to try doing a micro home soon as well, and seeing if I could actually get a small thing. I think the 100 tiles one is like pushing it a bit for a small home. Then in the back garden we've got a few planters as well, because obviously you get some bonuses for growing and stuff like that, and just a few bits like a barbecue and a nice outdoor eating area. And we've got a kids plaything as well, because obviously there's not too much room for them to play inside. So the more outdoor activities the better, I think, with these tiny homes. And you could probably go onto the roof if you wanted to as well and pop some stuff on there, which I've seen a few people do. It'd be quite fun to, I really want to make a Machino style like loft tiny home. I think that would look super cool, like have like an artsy loft home. That would be super fun, but I think that'd have to be an 100 one, because I don't think you'd be able to fit in the loft type of thing, especially with the stairs. That's why we needed ladders. This would have been perfect for ladders. But here is our tiny build. It is done. It's super quick to build your tiny build, and we can see all the screenshots and get nice and in to what it looks like and actually see it, because it's so small. And our bathroom, our outdoor area, and all our living area, our kitchen, and our dining space, and our master bedroom. So I hope you enjoyed this build. If you did, feel free to give it a like, and hopefully I will see you in the next one. Bye!